Happy Saturday, friends. Welcome to Saturday Morning Comics. I am John. This is John's Comics with Kids. This is the show where I basically talk about whatever I'm watching, whatever I'm reading, whatever I've picked up, whatever is going on in the world. So hopefully your Saturday's kicking off well and summertime in full swing. I know this household is now officially on summer break, although I work pretty much all summer, so it doesn't really impact me in the traditional educator way. But both my girls are on vacation, so they're enjoying some relaxing time this morning. I am the only person awake in my house, and I've been awake since about 4:30. Just something got in me this morning, and I was like, I started reading. I was reading a bunch this morning, so the morning has been busy, has been productive. But let's check in with our chat and see how they're doing this morning. And of course, this has been the newest tailgater extraordinaire across YouTube these days, the White Tiger, Ruben Guzman, calm, cool, collected father, new papa. Happy first Father's Day to you, my friend. This is your first official Father's Day. You are now sleep deprived. You are now financially insolvent because, right? This is the new normal in the White Tiger clan. I hope I hope you're able to be celebrated a little bit this weekend for the awesome dad that I'm sure you're going to be the whole time this tiger cub is with you. And I'm just excited for you to have this first Father's Day. So it is very fitting to see you as the first tailgater in my chat. So happy Father's Day, White Tiger. Then we got a new channel member, Drew Manchub Bay Bay. He's a channel member. Thanks, Drew. I appreciate you joining the New Mutants today. And I'm going to throw in some goodies for you. How about this? Happy Saturday to you, baby. I hope that your weekend is going well. I don't know of anything, no good movies coming out this weekend that I'm aware of. So hopefully something fun going on for you this weekend. Things are going well for you. We got the Magic Lasso singing the Saturday morning theme song, hopefully with Adele over there at the bank this morning. I know the two of them working together this morning. Hopefully things are calm this Saturday. No annoying customers because you and Adele deserve some musical fun time together hanging out. Happy Saturday to the two of you. We got Ian, the strange dog comic and wrestling friend. What's on, Ian? Happy Saturday to you. I hope things are going well. And Drew's still hanging out in the chat. What's going on, baby? I'm going to be dropping 2 videos this weekend. So Drew now gets early access to completely ignore the if he feels like John's making content again. I don't need any of that. I just want to be entered in his monthly giveaway. I don't really care about the videos he's making. Come on. I will say I'm going to go with I'm thinking I got a bunch of videos in the hopper. I'm trying to pick what to drop this weekend. So you guys maybe can help me in the chat. I got a video on Silver Age Batman comics. I got a video on the mid. It's basically middle of the year at this point. Like, what are the big pickups I got in 2025 so far? I got a video on Marvel Phase 5 because now I've got basically all of Phase 5 movies under my belt. I still got to watch some of the shows, but all the movies are under my belt. So maybe I'll do a Marvel Phase 5 video. What is up, JSS Brooklyn? But you guys let me know in the chat, what should I be doing today? I see a frosty short box. You are right. Comic Cack collect. I've been up since 4:30. What do you expect? Comic Cack collectibles in the chat. What's going on, sir? I was up this morning found out this morning that we had no caffeinated beverages in the house, and that's not going to work for the guy that wakes up at 4:30. So I walked to Starbucks and then walked to the supermarket. I got a beverage to drink for the walk. I got some stuff to make homebrew coffee this morning. So I've been fully caffeinated. And while I was doing that, I noticed that my friend Perry has a new video movie reaction. And I'm just telling you, it was made for me. It was prime for this guy. I'm talking about his new Mission Impossible 1 reaction video. Perry, you got that link. You've got that wrench. Can you drop that link in the chat? Because people need to watch it. You did a great job with that. Really good video. Really good video. And I love the Mission Impossible movies. I want to see those reactions. I want all the reactions. So give me all the goodies. All the goodies. Drew's got some books for sale. Let us know, Drew, where are you going to be selling them? Is this an in-person Baltimore area thing? Is this Instagram, YouTube, whatnot? You let us know. All right. Off today? What is happening? No Adele today? What is going on? Top of the morning to you, Carlito Classico. I know he and I are prepping for a Nolan movie retrospective at some point. Oh, and we got Coach Vic in the chat. Coach Vic, I'm going to be reviewing a movie that you sent me. So at some point this morning, we're going to be talking about Bingo Long. You better be ready for that. I watch your stuff, John. Rarely catch a stream, but your recorded stuff gets a peek at least. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Not required, but I appreciate if hopefully some things pique the interest at some point. Why, look, it is me and it's you. What's going on, JP? Happy Saturday to you, sir. Is this Missouri discussion? Is there some sports ball discussion happening between JP and Coach Vic in the chat already? Already some fun stuff. But yes, huge thank you to Coach Vic, who, unbeknownst to me, sent me 2 DVDs off of from Amazon, and they were. I don't know how it is at everybody else's house. We have one Amazon hoard person, the person who basically is in charge of all the Amazon packages. We don't get a ton of them, but they tend to pile up. They don't get opened right away. So I didn't know this was coming from Vic. It got put in with the pile and sort of buried. And then Vic messaged me last weekend. He's like, "Hey, did you see that I sent you some stuff?" And I was like, I didn't see any of that. Turns out my daughters added it to the pile, and there at the at the bottom of the pile were these 2 DVDs. Thankfully, the objects weren't very heavy. No damage befell the DVDs, but one of them was Bingo Long, which is the full title is Bingo Long and the Bingo Long Traveling All Stars and something Kings and Auto Kings or so it's a long title. This movie has a hilariously long title, but yeah, Richard Pryor. You got your Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams in there. So it's a 70s era dramedy centered around the Negro baseball leagues, and in some ways, is modeled after guys like Satchel Paige and the early days. Motor King. There it is. But I'm definitely going to get into that for sure. Drew Manchu has an eBay page. It'll be updated at the end of the weekend. So if you guys need that, you better follow Drew Manchu on Instagram. I'm sure he's got his eBay page listed there. Perchance. What is up, Terry, the Bronze Page Comics? He has been doing this month-long X-Men Instagram series. Fantastic. I've been in it. Today is Kitty Pride Day, y'all. I was there for that. Kitty Pride. Yesterday was Apocalypse. Thursday was Angel. But today's a banger. Delish. Need that coffee. Wake up, John. Father's Day weekend. I hope everybody's having some good things. If there's a dad floating around to celebrate, or celebrate yourself, do something fun for yourself, hopefully this weekend. Otherwise, we got Darth Lopez in the chat. What is going on? Don't worry. I am not going to talk about Captain America 4 today. Don't worry, Darth. I'm steering clear of that one. Amazon Mountain. Dangerous. Let's see who else we got here in the chat. Red card. Oh, somebody's getting a red card already. I mean, it's Angel. He's so boring. So boring. I went with one cover because my man Joel the Geek, he's doing a different June cover challenge, and his theme for today was blue. So I found a fun Shadow Cat blue cover, and it worked for both. I was doubling down on that. Yeah, Tuesday was Cyclops. It was a rough week, Ryan. We don't need to bring that up. It was a rough week. Difficult. All right. Um, kitty costumes. Yeah, I see where you're going there, Perry. I see what you're going. And again, Perry's Mission Impossible reaction video, worth the time. Check it out. Yeah, I just did one cover. Womp, womp. Just one cover. Because I knew I'd be posting my throw your sets up Saturday, probably something along those lines. And yeah, I didn't want to get too crazy with it. Flood people's Instagrams like I do sometimes. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We got Phil's treehouse in here. What's going on, Phil? Happy Saturday, my friend. I hope things are going well. And let's see. I mean, I don't disagree with the statement. I just don't necessarily like him as the leader. There are other people I put ahead of him on the leader list. You know, I don't disagree that it's a statement. Perry, okay, okay. We were having a great morning. I was complimenting you. You made a great video. I why do you got to do this? Why do you have to like ruin the day? Why it's only 8:42 here for me. Like this is an early time to basically ruin the day. I know that there are plenty of people that like Mission Impossible 2, and I don't hate it. I own it. I have the DVD. But we don't need to be throwing that level of shade at anybody. Firstly, I don't know for sure that you've seen Lord of the Rings. I don't even know that I believe this. I don't know that I believe that to be true. Second, don't do this. Don't do this. Let's not cause this level of animosity so early in the day. There's time for that. There's time for that later. You save that. Perry earned that wrench. It is a rare breed. There are only 30 people, and 3 of them ain't with us anymore, who have that level of power floating around here. So he put in the work. He put in the work. All right, let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about this. I got a new decorative short box. This is one of the David Nakayama ones. You got Storm, Emma Frost, and Logan right there on the front of it. I had to get this. I also needed something fun for like more modern X related books. So now I've got, I think, 3 different X related boxes for that kind of thing. This is the only one I got up here. I got over here, I got an X23 one. And then I have a fun, like the whole character themed one that's in the other room. So very happy to have another one of these in the collection. And obviously the collection kept growing. So I kind of needed it. So we'll see. I have the power of Grayskull. Oh my goodness. Yes, I would totally. I don't know. I don't think Perry's ever seen it. I really don't believe he has. If he has, I got to go back and find those. I did them. I got to do the Hobbits. Okay, so maybe I got to go back and rewatch Perry's Lord of the Rings videos again, because I probably watched them and left comments and already forgot. So there you go. That's me. But yes, I got one of these at my shop along with some fun variants. Of course, Storm Belly Dancer Storm. Snag that. Old Witch Lady Storm. Snag that. Magic Lasso conned me into getting some old school Wonder Woman. So this is 250, right? Yeah, 250, and then 251 with the boot to the face, right to the kisser, right to the kisser. Let's save that. An Adam Hughes one that I bought for myself. I was like, look at that. There's others I technically bought for myself as well, but Ryan conned me into it. Adam Hughes did some great Wonder Woman covers. You want that splash? He wants the splash. He's like, John. He conned me into 251. And then on the drive home, he was like, open it up. Because this is the first page. Like, come on, man. It's not even her, though. It's not even Diana. It's this blonde lady. We're not happy about it. But I mean, there you go. He got me. He got me. He tricked me. So there you go. 251. Whoop. I got another cameo issue for Raven, or you could call this first appearance if you really want to. I don't know. Everybody's got their feelings on the early appearances of Mystique. Because I was buying a whole set of books, and some of the others were just sort of add-ons. Here is the first John Walker. He's in Thunderbolts and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series. So there you go. And I've been trying to get some of these early Hope Summers issues, and this is her first, like, as an adult, her first appearance. Cable 21, sorry, Straczynski. So I had to get that one. And then the one I was most excited about, very, very excited about, was I snagged this cover. Yeah, I was going through those Wonder Woman short boxes. They might have been long boxes at my LCS, now that I think about it. And lo and behold, I saw this cover, and I thought, I've been looking for this book for a while. But it was marked at $8, and I thought, this is probably a reprint or second, third, fifth printing, whatever. And then I saw it's a newsstand, because the other editions say direct edition or something direct on the side here. And I was like, wait, come on. No way is this $8. And then I got my discount on top of that. And lo and behold, it was, in fact, the book I thought it was. And it is a newsstand edition of this 2002 issue of Wonder Woman from October. No, issue number 184. Very excited about that. Very, very, very happy about that. Last thing I got this week. What it for a long time. Never seen it close to that price for a direct, let alone a newsstand. Yeah, because I think at that phase, there was less than 5% of comics that had the newsstand. Almost 95 or more percent had the direct edition label. So I've never even seen a newsstand of that book. So I was kind of floored just to see it there. Nevertheless, at my shop, not necessarily known for back issues, they had it. So absolutely, yeah. I got an unbelievable bargain on that book. Unbelievable. And then I did a video just on Thursday about snagging a new omnibus. And I mentioned in that video, I've got the next volume on its way. The next volume arrived. So yes, my Black Panther omnibus collection has grown. I now have 3 omnis, and then I think 6 or 7 trade paperbacks that are centered in and around T'Challa's world. This is the Christopher Priest run. So I just got volumes 1 and 2 from the Christopher Priest run, and I'm excited to dive into that. Everybody tells me it's phenomenal. I've read, I think, so this one ends with issue 62. I want to say I've probably read 5 issues in total from that run, so not a ton. But I enjoyed what I read, and I dove more fully into the Reginald Hudlin stuff because that's where Storm came into play, and I've been enjoying and reading that. And I've read some of the Ta-Nehisi Coates, which goes afterwards. So it's kind of like A, B, and C. You go Priest, and then you go Hudlin, and then you go Coates. And now I have all of them in some sort of collected form or another. So I can kind of work my way through this. I really have been enjoying it. You know what I found out about myself as I've been reading comics with you guys so much? I like pocket universes. I don't necessarily like as much the mainstream big popular stuff in some ways. I don't go in for a ton of Justice League. I don't go in for a ton of the Justice Society stuff, the big teams that are at the front line stuff. I tend to like the little corners of the universe. So Mutantdom is kind of this funny little corner of Marvel, and the Teen Titans are this kind of funny little corner of DC. And now Wakanda is this other funny corner, and there's all these great, amazing characters in here that I think don't necessarily get the props that they deserve. And I kind of like that because it seems like in those spaces, creators have more creative control. And so the things they make, they maybe are more passionate about, and the stories have more excited energy, right? So Daredevil is like that funny little Hell's Kitchen corner of the universe with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist has its own funny little pocket corner. And so I'm really into the Wakanda corner of Marvel right now, and I'm kind of enjoying gaining a lot of knowledge and learning a lot about the characters in that world. What is up, Rod the Rican in the chat? What is going on, my friend? I hope your Saturday's going well. I hope you're off today. I don't know if you're off this Saturday. I'd love to hear about that. Bonjour. Maybe it's no, it's probably bonjour for you, Jean Malo. I hope things are going well for you, my Canadian friend. Mutants are a little corner of Marvel because they only put out 1 or 2 titles a month. Oh, wait, it's not quantity, it's popularity. I don't know that those books sell as well as like Avengers or Spider-Man or whatever. And I don't even know that I would separate Wolverine out because I mean, Wolverine obviously is an outlier. The rest of the team doesn't really get solo titles very often. And if they do, they don't last very long. And I feel like some of those, that just feels like an odd little corner for me. Maybe it just feels like an outcast corner for some way. What's up, Corky? Happy Saturday to you, Sniffer. Hope things are going well. What is going on? Air Spiders in the chat. What's going on, Air Spidey? Good to see you, sir. Happy Saturday to you. So yeah, I'm excited to spend some of my summer in Wakanda. My goal is to finish the Hudlin run and then go probably into the Priest era next. I don't know. I can't decide what I want to do next because obviously, if I was going chronologically, I would have started with the Priest run. So I do feel a little bit like I went on an unusual path to do this. My mom used to roller skate with Hudlin. That's pretty cool. That is pretty darn cool. And we were when No Good Comics and I were discussing the first part of the Hudlin Black Panther, I learned about what an incredible career Reginald Hudlin's had, whether it's in movies, things like House Party and working for Spike Lee, or whether it's in comics, right? It's kind of been a really massively successful gentleman, like really crazy. What is going? And he's got a brother. I think the brother runs an African American art museum or something. What's going on, Eric? 9 Paddle Grid. Happy Saturday to you, sir. So yeah, the Hudlin brothers in general, really massively successful gentlemen for sure. Before I get into reading, let's talk bingo long because Coach Vic has waited long enough. He's been an incredibly patient guy, and every time I've talked sports or talked about certain actors like James Earl Jones, Vic has been like, John, stop talking. Go watch Bingo Long and the Bingo Long Traveling All Stars and Motor Kings. That's the official title of this movie. Billy D. Williams and James Earl Jones are the two leads. Richard Pryor has a cameo in it. I mean, maybe an elevated cameo. He's definitely not he's in it as an important role, but at least third lead, if nothing else. I think they even give him an and or with title for the movie. So the movie's called, I just call it Bingo Long because it's got an incredibly long title. The Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings focuses on the era in which there was Major League Baseball for white athletes and the Negro Leagues for black athletes. And neither the twain should meet. And a lot of athletes were struggling to make ends meet while they played baseball and in the Negro Leagues. And even the team owners and managers, these African American gentlemen who are running those teams, were just trying to make a buck, and they weren't really worried about the wealth in the pockets of their athletes. And the movie focuses on a group of athletes who decide to throw their lot in together and get away from managers and owners and instead travel around and play local teams everywhere they go. And much like the Harlem Globetrotters in basketball, the Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars have a similar sort of like stage presence, right? They are there to entertain and win that game, right? So they're dressing up, they're doing parades, they've got the names on the sides of the car. There's a lot of comedy involved in the sort of way they present themselves as athletes. It's it's got a lot of that, almost vaudeville era comedy to the physicality of what they're doing, and I know that some minor league baseball teams are doing the somewhat similar stuff now even, but this seemed of a time, of an era, and from what I understand, and it sounds like, Phil is saying he read the novel that this is based on. What I understand in a little bit of research I've done is that this is loosely based on some of the experience that is true to some of these athletes, like Satchel Paige, and so it kind of focuses on the moments in that time in history in baseball before Jackie Robinson got his incredible opportunity that changed sports in the United States forever. And so it kind of looks at those, yeah, the barnstorming teams that did this, right? And so I will say incredibly enjoyable movie. It had some comedy, it's had some drama, it had some heart, and obviously the movie works because of, for me, the two lead actors. Billy D is fantastic. If you liked him in Lando Calrissian in the Star Wars films, I don't see how you could be disappointed by what he's doing here. And of course, James Earl Jones is an icon. I mean, I've yet to see a movie with James Earl Jones and be disappointed. You know, so many great roles, and he is a great counterpoint to Bingo. So Billy D plays Bingo, and James Earl Jones plays a somewhat aged player who's maybe considering retiring. He's still massively successful and in a big name, but he knows that his days are nearing the end. So he joins in because he sees an opportunity to do something that's never been done. And so the two of them together basically cull a group of athletes away from the other Negro teams to create a sort of team, a player owned squad. And then to the point that Vic made, to be one of those barnstorming teams that sort of goes pops town to town, and they've got representatives that kind of find venues and teams for them to play, and then they just sort of travel from one to the next. And they've got two cars and a motorcycle, and they just kind of roll through each place. The only drawback for me, and I think this is on John Badham. The film is directed by John Badham, the filmmaker, and he made like Deliverance and several other movies. And I think he didn't quite nail the tone for me, because I do feel like it sometimes can't decide if it's a comedy out and out or if it's a drama. And I think, this was probably part and parcel with the era in the 70s, and also with the reality of what these players were going through. So at times it seems a little bit too intense for a comedy, and then at other times it seems too silly for a drama. It doesn't quite consistently nail the tone that I think that if the story were to be told today, I think they would lean more heavily one or the other, not necessarily try to keep a foot on each side of that the divide in genres. That was my only critique as I was watching it. Was like there was a couple of scenes that I was like, if this is a comedy, this scene is too dark. If this is a drama, this scene is too light. And it didn't quite nail that tone. And I don't know if it's bad him as the filmmaker not really getting that tone just right, but or if it was the screenplay and the way that it was written. Because I personally would have liked it if it was a little more of a drama, and if it if it focused a little bit more on the intensity of the situation and what they were dealing with, because there were several moments that were like, wow, that was really intense. And then they would be kind of juxtaposed with a oh gosh, oh golly kind of comedy style that just didn't seem to fit with it for me. And that was the only critique. But I was so wrapped up in James Earl Jones's performance and Billy D. Williams' performance that was kind of like that was the juice for the movie for me. It's just seeing those two actors together, seeing them being just owning the screen together. The baseball sequences are very funny. Satchel Paige, known for having his defense sit down while he pitched to try to psychologically, mess with the batter. Very funny the way they utilized some of those real stories, from what I understand, of how these players were having psychological warfare with the other team and those things that they did. That, of course, if you watch a movie like 42, you can see how Jackie Robinson was unable to do a lot of those things. He was forced to basically bite his tongue and be the bigger man and basically not talk smack, not get in people's faces, not talk back. He had to be so stoic and just kind of like keep it all on the inside, which was not the world of these players, right? The world they came from was they were entertainers as much as they were athletes. And they were supposed to talk smack. They were supposed to get in each other's faces. They were supposed to make jokes and crack wise. It was kind of part of the performance that they were putting on at that level. But that was not going to fly. And that was a big part of the Branch Rickey Jackie Robinson relationship, I think, in those stories. Whether you watch the Jackie Robinson story, which stars Jackie Robinson, I don't know if you guys knew that. Jackie actually made a movie about his own life while he was alive and starred in it himself. Or whether you watch 42 with Chadwick Boseman and Harrison Ford. There's lots of great stories around that incredible time in American history when Jackie was coming to the stage to basically change sports. And I think it's interesting to pair something like Bingo Long with that, because I think you get a fuller picture of the experiences of what's going on. Obviously, something like League of Their Own could also be added into that journey as people were coming home from war. The Second World War was ending. A lot of these athletes had been, fighting overseas or were coming back, and I think it was a very interesting time in history when, as much as there were opportunities with things like the GI Bill, a lot of these people of color were being denied the benefits that they had worked for, being, soldiers, because of their skin color, and then forced to kind of create opportunity for themselves. And hence the Negro Leagues and these athletes, like Satchel Paige and Jackie Robinson. I think it's fun to see that represented on the big screen. And there was another one. I'm trying to remember the other one I watched, and maybe anybody in the chat, if you saw it, Delroy Lindo did one for HBO that I saw and really liked as well. And Delroy played Satchel Paige, and I'm trying to remember that one. That again, that one was about how they picked Jackie Robinson and how a lot of people felt like it should have been Satchel Paige that went to the majors and was representing African Americans as that first Black player. I'm gonna struggle to remember the name of that movie, but he was amazing in it. And that one also does a great job of looking at the politics that Branch Rickey was playing with, right? Because he had to play some niceties, right? He had to like package this idea and then sell it. And he was the businessman, Jackie was the athlete, and there were so many, people to please in this process, because you couldn't just hire the best player. You had to dress it up and sweeten it for the masses at the time. So lots of great movies that are in and around this topic. I want people to make sure that there's things out there that they should check out for sure. But I keep ignoring the chat, and I'm sorry about that, because we had Wellbore come in. What's going on, Wellbore? Good to see you, my friend. We got Christina Payne in the chat. What is going on? Let's see all these awesome folks hanging out and chatting it up. Spread the love. I agree. Thank you so much, Christina. I appreciate you. Such a nice friend. And Chris from Chaos and Comics is in the chat. What is going on, buddy? Happy Father's Day weekend to you. Good to see you, my friend. Josh Gibson was in that too. I forgot. You're right. Good call. Soul of the Game. Thank you. I know it had in my head, I was just thinking of that Kevin Costner movie for Love of the Game. I knew it had Of the Game. I just couldn't remember the rest of it. Yes, Soul of the Game. I want to say this was an HBO production. So if you have HBO Max, it might just be on their streaming service, because I think they made the film themselves, like they did Freedom Song and several other great stories about that civil rights era. But really good movie. Really good movie. JP has seen it too. Okay, cool. If you read stuff on Ricky, it's very calculated to choose Jackie over much bigger stars like Satchel and Josh Gibson for sure. Yeah, he made a specific choice. Absolutely, 100%. And again, lots of great movies covering this topic, and 42 is just the most recent one that I'm aware of. It was a great movie, and Chadwick was fantastic in it, and you can see the stress and challenge that put on him for sure. So definitely a great movie. So thank you to Coach Vic because I couldn't, Bingo Long from the 70s, that movie's not streaming anywhere. I've never seen that movie streaming. So DVD was my only option. He sent that to me and I got to enjoy it. I sat down last week and was watching it, and people were walking, my girls and my wife walking through, like, what are you watching in there? And then they're like, is that Darth Vader? Is that Lando Calrissian? Are they in a baseball movie together? What is going on in here, Dad? It was very entertaining to see the looks on their faces as they were trying to figure out what the heck Dad was doing in the living room. So there you go. Uh, Lots of good movies I recommend if you're looking for stuff on that topic. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So many things to see there and understand there. Stuff that I don't think um it doesn't come up enough in discussing. Obviously Jackie gets all the praise he deserves, and every team, for those that don't know, every team has retired the number 42 in his honor. But that's one amazing small piece in sort of the history of the Negro Leagues baseball, which is so incredible, and so many wonderful athletes came out of that, and a bunch of them did get to play in the majors, but to differing success, right? I know Satchel Paige played in the majors as well, but yeah, the Kansas City Monarchs in particular are like, I've got a replica from the, I think it's the baseball museum. They sell replica Kansas City Monarchs jerseys, and I have a Satchel Paige one in my closet. And because that was a team that he played for a while, or at least is most known for playing for. Uh, and you can buy the replica jerseys online. They're really great. Uh, it's pretty hot here, so and they're very thick. But I know every once in a while, my school will do like an athletics day where you can wear your favorite, you know, team jersey, whatever, and that tends to be the one I'm always wearing because I'm a nerd. What can I say? If you have never been to the Negro League Museum in Kansas City, it's worth the trip. Uh, but it is in Kansas City. Yes, you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. Shots fired. Shots fired. Mm. Yes. So that was me last weekend. I was enjoying that last weekend, and it was a lot of fun. So again, thank you, Coach Vic, for that. Let's talk a little bit about what I've been reading. I got a little stack of comics that I've been reading lately. I'm actually doing not an interview, a recording of a video in the next hour with my friend Daryl from Read Your Comics, and we will be talking about Superman Smashes the Klan, an amazing series of DC comic issues, 3 issues that you can collect I think there's a hardcover and a soft cover. So when that video drops, I will make sure that I share it to my community tab, or you can follow Read Your Comics here on YouTube and Instagram. And when he drops that video, I'm sure it'll be in conjunction with the movie that's coming out, the Superman movie. But I reread that recently, Superman Smashes the Klan. I had not read it since I think it originally came out. Holds up really, really well, although it's only been like 5 years, so I don't know what holds up is supposed to mean. But a great read that seems quite fitting these days. So that was a fantastic reread. Enjoyed that a bunch. Now let's talk. I next up on my reading list, I have not started. We're taking everyone down with us, the Matthew Rosenberg series that I think is 3 issues in, and I've had a few different people tell me, "Oh, this is a really good book. You got to check it out." Something to do with robots. I don't quite know, but that's on my list. Got to get to that. I've been reading these, but mostly buying them for the cover. The giant size books that they're doing that are interconnected with Kamala Khan. So there's a giant size X-Men was last week or week before, and then Dark Phoenix is this week. I know they've got these incredible covers. I bought this for Stephanie Hans because she's incredible. It's just amazing. But the main focus is Kamala Khan and basically how she connects to the X-Men through history, because there was a time travel story where she was dropped, through history and got to know the X-Men at different times. So this kind of is that plot. It is that story. Not great, but the covers is why I'm buying it. I have a couple of the Storm ones for Giant Size X-Men that came out 2 weeks ago, and then now Giant Size Dark Phoenix had that Stephanie Hans cover. I had to get that. So there you go. Those are some of the cover buys that I've been doing lately. Superman ticks. Yes. IMAX coming up here, man. It's only 2 weeks away? It's let's see, remind myself. Is it Friday the 4th? No, it's not the 4th of July. It's probably the weekend after, the 11th, maybe, of July. I thought it was the beginning of July is when the Superman movie drops. If someone wants to remind me, I got a video on it. You could also watch my video, I guess. I don't watch my video. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm loving One World Under Doom. I'm having a ton of fun with One World Doom. And this is the conclusion of the battle with Dormammu. It goes really, really well. I won't tell you how it goes, but or who does well in this battle with Doctor Doom. This is issue 5. Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Doom basically is going head to head with Dormammu, and the way he battles Dormammu I found fascinating. The previous issue is the beginning of that fight. This is the finale of that fight, because it all is predicated on the idea that Doom knew Dormammu was coming, and he had to set a lot of chess pieces in motion so that this would work. And this was excellent. I love this cover as well. So I am hyped. I am hyped on the One World Under Doom. I'm enjoying it. Digitally, I've been reading all the tie-ins, and there are some that I like a bunch, like the Thunderstrike. Doom Thunderstrike has been great, which is basically a Thunderbolts comic. Bucky Barnes is the main protagonist in that one, and that's been phenomenal. And I've loved the Red Hulk, which again, neither one of those I would have ever read, because they just did not seem like I would enjoy them, and they've both been wonderful. Sadly, a lot of the other ones have been more middling. The Doom Academy is getting better, but I don't love it. Some of the main title, like there were some Spider-Man issues that loosely tied in. Not a lot of that stuff I have not loved to the same degree as those two. So if you're checking out Thunderstrike and Red Hulk, those I think would be fun tie-ins. And then of course, this is written by the guy who's currently writing Fantastic Four. So you kind of need to read Fantastic Four and Doom, the One World Under Doom, to get the main storyline. But if you're reading those two, I think that's enough. But I would also recommend, if you are curious about more, Thunderstrike and Red Hulk are the ones to pick. Those are entertaining. Lastly, I got you, girl. So I got the newest issue of Storm. This is excellent. No, sorry, I was reading Dumanchu's comment. Superior Avengers has been good. I do agree. This was excellent, I should say. I have not liked issues 8 and 9 a bunch. I think it's getting a little scattershot for me. It's getting a little, this one jumps around a bit too much for me. This one seems confused, and I don't know if they're just trying to wrap up the Professor Xavier storyline that they just finished called Manhunt, and Xavier fled Earth. I feel like they're trying to wrap that up, and it doesn't seem useful to the bigger Eternity plot line, Oblivion and Eternity stuff that they're doing here. So this just seems clunky to me, and I did not love it. So I'm a little sad about that, because I would say the first 7 issues I absolutely loved. 8 and 9 getting a little bit unsteady. Giant Size X-Men 1 spot foil promo GameStop. This is a lot of words. That's a lot of words. It's got all the words. Giant Size X-Men 1 spot foil promo GameStop exclusive. Whew. You need a verb. You need a verb in there, Ryan. Verbs are important. Are they as hard to get as people are saying? Okay. I feel like there's so many adjectives in that sentence. I don't know anything about it. No, I don't know anything about it. I generally don't do like Walmart exclusives or Target exclusives or GameStop. So I don't know. I don't know anything about it. He says it's a promo. You have to buy Marvel Legends figures to get it. Yeah, see, you've already lost me. Bye-bye. Yeah, you lost me. I rarely buy exclusives. I prefer to just get the books that come to my shop. It's very rare. Occasionally, I'll see something like a Nakayama Unknown Comics variant, and I'll be like, well, I got to go to his shop and get that one. But I'm pretty good about avoiding those things. Unknown Comics has conned me a few times, but they're the only ones. They're the only ones that have gotten me so far. Lastly, in relation to some of the things I've shared already today, I finally read The World to Come, issue 1, or what most people are calling the return of the Marvel Knights. This is Christopher Priest's return to the world of T'Challa and Ororo, which is perfectly timed now that I've got these Omnis for his Black Panther run. This book I chose it as my thumbnail, the David Mack cover, because I know this book is stirring some folks up. It's causing some big feelings. And I kind of just wanted to, I don't know, poke the bear a little bit. I will say I enjoyed it. I thought the issue was interesting. I don't necessarily think it had to jump around in time as much as it does. That was my only criticism. I didn't have any problems with the plot twist. I didn't have any problems with the design of it or the direction that it took. It was really just the way, because it was always like it was jumping around in time to let us know when this takes place in Marvel chronologically. And it has to do with, for the most part, some future stories. One where a much older T'Challa is being challenged for the throne by his son. Spoiler, he has a son. And two, the day in which he dies, way in the future, and some of the things that have happened in the interim. They mentioned that Storm has died before T'Challa, and that her death was during something called the Race Wars, which I don't know anything about because obviously hasn't happened yet. And then the big, I'm going to ruin it here because it's everywhere, so I don't know how you haven't heard about it. The big spoiler idea here, and Dan's just come in. What's up, Dan? Good to see you, sir. I was in a chat with him a little earlier today on a different YouTube channel. Good to see you, friend. The spoiler is that the son that is battling with T'Challa is, for the most part, white. He's a blonde-haired young man. And we don't necessarily know the specific parentage because they hint at one mom, but they also seem to use that as misdirection, I think, a little bit. And I know that this really upset a lot of people. And again, I've always been on the side of let them tell their story, and then when it's all done, we can look back and have, as Vic is saying, we can have feelings as we go along, but let them tell their story for a little bit. And this is a mini series. The World to Come is like a 6-issue mini series, so I'm definitely not going to be judging this with a super harsh lens when the characters only got 4 pages or whatever in this book. I'm a fan of this universe. I'm a fan of this character, and from what I've read of Priest's Black Panther, I'm happy with that. So I have a ton of faith that this is going somewhere, whether it's an alternate universe, whether this is 616, whatever that is. I think I'm trusting in Christopher Priest to tell that story and make me care and make me interested. And so far, issue 1 does that. I would say I just would like it if he skipped around in time less. It was a lot of like 15 years before the World to Come, 1 year before World to Come, 50 years after the World to Come, 20 years before the World to Come. It kept kind of like doing this. And I was just like exhausted by it. I was like, okay, you're gonna make me nauseous here. Like, yeah, I don't know that I need to have the record skip that much. It's a little bit intense. I stop. Vic, I don't I don't know that there needs to be a barter system. It's like, I'll trade you one Superman for a Black Panther. So good. Oh my goodness, too funny. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate you, sir. Who that's in the chat? What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Oh, there's a new video dropping soon. When is the video drop? Who that? You let us know, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Drew says it was really good. I totally agree. I like the artwork. I like the idea. I like the execution. My only gripe, and it's a mild gripe because I was still able to follow it, was just how often they skipped in time. It was almost like every time I turned a page, we jumped in time again, forwards and backwards. It just seemed excessive. And I was just kind of getting dizzy with it all. So that was my only critique about World to Come. Everything else I liked. And I'm definitely going to be getting the subsequent issues. There's a lot of great variants. And I think it really is effective storytelling overall, for sure. We got Paul. What's going on, Paul? He'll be happy to know. I'll share in a second. He already knows because he's in it. I think I shared it in Instagram to him. But I got some fun books for him as well. He says, I like the time jumps. They added layers of drama at every pass. They definitely did. I didn't have a problem with their function in the story. I think it was happening too much. I would have liked a longer bit in each time instead of a constant like record skipping style, which is a bit much. Tonight, okay, Who Dat video drops tonight. Good luck to anybody who is a channel member for Who Dat. His giveaways are insane. He's giving away like grails every single time. So if you're a member on Who Dat channel, that video is dropping tonight. Happy Father's Day to an awesome community member dad. He has 2 awesome kids. I have met one and seen plenty of videos of the new proud mama, his daughter Paige. So congrats to you, Grandpa Travis, and happy Father's Day weekend to you, my friend. Matt's in the chat. He says, hey, John, this is my first time catching you live. Been watching your videos. Great content. Thank you. That is incredibly nice of you, Matt. I appreciate that compliment. That's going to stew with me on Father's Day weekend. I appreciate that, man. It built upon itself and kept me interested. Yeah, I totally agree. And the twist, I already knew the twist by the time I got there, but the twist worked for me. I was like, you think it's going to be one thing and it turns out to be another. I thought that worked really well for me as well. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in. But I mean, I got this and the David Mack cover. So clearly they had me just on the covers alone. The interior art built on that and the writing built on that. So by the time I got to the finish of that book, I was like, okay, mini series added to the pull list. There you go. Last things. All right, the last stuff. Oh, this is for my man Big O in the chat and several others who are kind of reading along with me. I treated myself as an maybe it's a Father's Day gift. Let's say an end of school year gift to myself. School year ended and I went straight to the book to a Barnes & Noble near me. And I grabbed a couple of books that my friends have been telling me to read. I'm going to start with Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. This is a series of self-published digital novels that were, published so you could read them digitally. They had such a fan following. They got so popular that I believe Amazon bought them and has been publishing the books, or Penguin, I guess, has been publishing the books. So the books are now finally like in rapid succession because he's got like 7, 8 of them rapidly being published and being put out there. So you can go to your local bookstores and find all of I think they've got 1 or 2 more still on the way, all of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books. They're only in hardcovers. There are no soft covers. You can still get digital versions through Amazon and such. But I'm hearing great things about these. They're comedy, from what I understand, comedy fantasy novels. So this is added to my summer reading. And you can find these wherever you buy your books. I don't know if they tell you how many of them that there are. Oh, yeah, it does. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was right. There are 7 of them. So there are 7 Dungeon Crawler Carl novels out there for you to enjoy. If that kind of thing piques your interest, like it did mine. And I was hearing great things from guys like the Bearded Comic Bro about how great they were, and Paul as well. He says he's already on book 2. So much fun. There you go. There you go. So that one is high on my list to read this summer. I should be able to plow through that this summer. End of year gift means still can claim a Father's Day gift. Exactly. Now you're seeing it. Now you're seeing it. Comment here on T'Challa's son, Katima is what I thought it is. That's how I said it. The illegitimate son of T'Challa's wife and Everett. What? Everett Ross, man. Betrayer. We got Kevin from NCBD Comics in the chat. What's going on, Kev? Yes, 7 books in that series. There you go. There you go. So I snagged that. And while I was there, I did get Rebecca Yaros's second novel, Iron Flame. And this is what I'm reading currently. So I'm already a couple of chapters in on this one. I'm hoping to get a big chunk of it read this weekend, just relax and enjoy the weekend. Maybe spend some time gardening outdoors, doing that kind of stuff. But yes, Iron Flame is my next Beards and Bourbon read. And that's going to be my next fantasy. I'm reading through a lot of fun fantasy novels these days. And now you got the next 2 that I will be reading. I think it's going to be a little while before I go back to the because I think Bearded wanted a little break from Sarah J. Maas because we've been reading a lot of her stuff. And so I think we'll do a couple of these and then maybe find our way back to Assassin's Blade and some of the other stuff. So there you go. So I know that the third novel in this series, Onyx Storm, is out, but only in hardcover. So I might wait until it's in softcover and just read it digitally or read it from the library until that comes out. Because I don't know that I want softcover, hardcover for this series. I'm fine. I may just try to stay with a little consistency on the bookshelf for that one. Iron Flame does a lot for the story moving forward. I mean, it picks up right where the first book left off. Fourth Wing ended with some exciting twists, and now Iron Flame seems to be picking up right where that ended. So again, a couple of chapters. I'm a couple of chapters in on that one. But that's it, gang. That is it. That is my pickups. That's what I'm reading. That's what I'm watching. That's what's going on with me this weekend. As far as Father's Day goes, I don't know that I have any big plans. I'm recording that video with Daryl here in a little bit. I'm watching Hoodat's video when it drops tonight. And then I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow night with guys like JP Budget Collecting. That's my whole Father's Day as far as I know it. I don't know what my daughters have planned. Hopefully some good stuff, some fun times are going to occur with them this weekend as well. Maybe I'll con them into watching some things. There are definitely some movies I want to catch up on, stuff that I want to be watching. So we might enjoy some films as well. Yes, JP is doing a whatever report tonight. And I know he's got a really, I don't want to ruin any spoilers, but I will say I have not seen JP speak so effusively with so much excitement, joy, and energy about a book, comic, whatever, in a really long time. And he's going to share it with you all tonight. So he just finished a read. He is enthusiastic about, to say the least. And if you tune in to his whatever report this evening, he will give you the details so that you can add that to your Amazon cart, because it's probably going to be something that makes my wish list here at some point as well. It just sounds riveting, right up my alley for sure. Happy party day to you, Southern Comic Geek, with the $2 super chat. Let's hook that up with a little fun here. How about we do a little hula dance for your party? Happy Saturday, happy Father's Day weekend. I hope things are going well for you, buddy. Much appreciated, Jason. Queen of Shadows does a great job bringing strings together. I heard that as well, and I want to say JP's reading that one right now, but that's not the one he's talking about. The one he's going to highlight on his show tonight is nonfiction. I will just tell you that. So tune in for that. Something I think people are going to be excited to hear about. And again, he gave it incredibly high praise. He wanted the me party. That's fine. I can make that happen too. Where are we at here? Where's that me party? Oh, it's down here. Here we go.
Me party. A party for myself. I'm having a me party, and I need nobody else.
There you go. There you go. You got it. You got your dream. We all need a me party. Oh, sorry. I thought he was at a party. Sorry. I'm not reading very well this morning. That's what happens when you wake up as early as me. I woke up too early this morning. Spent too much time already reading and getting stuff ready around here, and clearly shenanigans. But thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate everybody coming by. Videos I got my normal Monday video and my normal Thursday video, but I want to highlight that on Tuesday night I will be on No Good Comics channel, because we are doing the next, we're doing the next big omnibus giveaway show. So many prizes. I want to say we are nearing to 10 prizes, and 5 of them will be for the chat, the people that are just there watching and hanging with us, and 5 of them will be for the people that have been watching Omni X-Men all season and got on the giveaway list. So many ways to win, so many things to win. Some of the things we'll give away include original art from Geek Out with Roscoe, the omnibus. Where did I put it? Oh, it's sitting over there. The omnibus for next season, so that you can read along with us. Giving that away. My catered mystery box. Somebody will win that, and I will cater the mutant dumb inside that box specifically to one person, whoever wins that. Ask Magic Lasso, he's won 2 of them. So we got to make sure you box out, make sure he doesn't get that this year. I'm giving away the New Mutants graphic novel #1 first print. Great key comic. Justin's giving away New Mutants issue 1 signed, comic book signed by the artist, so you guys can get that as well. I'm giving away a little X-Men box, a Wolverine box. I'm going to parse together a little Wolverine giveaway box, I think. So lots of prizes, lots of things being given away. It should be a whole lot of fun. And then, yes, Ryan, yes, the next time I am hosting something, the next time I'm doing a live stream, I'm with Ryan, and we are doing the next installment in Avengers versus Justice League of America, our Silver Age comic team reading show, where we are navigating the original run of Justice League of America and the original run of the Avengers, and then comparing them issue by issue. We have gone through 13. So I believe the next one up that I'm doing is issue 14 of each of these series. So we're over a whole year into these books, and we're breaking it down bit by bit. So be there. I am hosting issue number 14 of Avengers versus issue 14 of Justice League of America. And we'll see if the Avengers can start mounting a comeback, because I'll tell you right now, it's looking pretty dire. It's looking pretty the Justice League team so far more consistently winning over our chat as far as being the better books. And you, the chat, you get to decide each time which had the better comic that week. So be there on Wednesday night. I am hosting that experiment. I think that's it, though, for the coming week. I don't think I have anything other than that planned at this point. It's possible something will roll around. I know that next weekend there's no D&D, so I'm off on Sunday because we're doing a big party for my birthday and Father's Day and a whole bunch of other things kind of lumped into one in my family. So lots of things going on next Sunday. So I will be busy that one. So there you go. That's my week. Those are the stuff. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out and having a laugh and hearing some fun comic book talk. And I'll be in and out of the chats all day. So hit me up if you're doing something fun and need me to check in on your live stream. I'd be happy to join. So I'll catch you all again later, and have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day.